Okay, Tish, well, you've witnessed the day. You saw these two young people with your very own eyes. You watched them from afar. What do you think their chances are? Is this thing over in a year, 3 years, 10? How do you handicap it?
It's so hard today, Cord, keeping a marriage together. It takes a lot of work, but I have to say I really like their chances.
Well, this is coming from a lady who's been married for over 30 years, right?
30 years.
And what is the secret? Because I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't. The longest relationship I've ever been in was 24 days.
Okay, well, I have 3 simple rules I like to follow. If Harry and Meghan can stick to these rules, I predict a lasting marriage.
Okay. Tish Cadigan's 3 rules for keeping a marriage together.
Rule number 1, are you ready?
Yes.
Never go to bed angry.
Oh.
In other words, if there's doubt or you're upset before you go to bed, talk it out.
If there's a doubt, talk it out. I like that. If there's a doubt, talk it out.
Okay.
I know.
I like that. I'll keep that in my head.
I try to be funky.
Yeah.
I'm not very funky. I'm not. Next rule.
Next rule. Rule number 2, this one is so important. Always use I statements instead of you. This is so you can express yourself without placing blame or making assumptions about your partner's intentions.
Interesting. Okay, so for example, I need to go to the bathroom instead of you need to go to the bathroom, because then you'd be jumping to conclusions instead of letting them tell you in their own words.
Well, I would say it's more about emotional needs than literal needs. But you have the general idea.
I'm not sure I do. But what's the third one?
Rule number 3, keep it simple. Talking for a long time uninterrupted can confuse and overwhelm your partner. So if you have something to say, a beef or something you're frustrated about, say it in 3 sentences or less. I'll admit that's a very hard one for me, Cord, because I can blab.
It's true, folks. She can just go on and on and on and on and on like the little Energizer buzzer. But
I need to work on the 3 sentences.
Also,
or
like
less.
a tree full of crows. I can tune it out, but not everyone can. But I love you anyway. You know that.
Thank you, Cord. Well, everybody has things that they have to work on, and that's my little one.
And you know what? Here's the honest to God's truth. You give great advice, Tish Cadigan.
Thank you, Cord. Oh, that means so much.
Maybe slightly verbose at times, but you really give real pearls of wisdom.
Thank you, Cord. You know, Cord, one thing we haven't talked about is the beautiful horses riding alongside and pulling the Ascot Lander carriage.
You know what? Not interested. We don't have to talk about it.
The horses used are Windsor Greys. Their names are Plymouth, Londonderry, Milford Haven, Sir Basil, Tyrone, and Storm. Tyrone and Storm are father and son horses. All the horses are named by the Queen.
As you know, I'm no fan of horses, Tish. They scare me to death.
Well, then you, Cord, will definitely want to be... You would not want a repeat of an incident at the last royal wedding in 2011 when a horse got spooked by the crowd and through its rider slammed down onto the ground.
Well, that's not what I wanted to hear.
The rider couldn't hold on to the horse and it broke free and ran wild and crazy towards the crowd until some soldiers finally took control of the horse, calmed it down. Thank God it didn't go off into the crowd and hurt a bunch of people.
You know what? Let's just stop talking about the horses, Tish.
Cord, are you okay?
Everything about them just makes me nervous. Their round feet, their wet noses, their bigness. I just don't like how close they are to us.
They are, well, they're all the way in Windsor, which is 30 miles away, and we're in London.
Okay, but what if they bust loose and they run this way?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. but I was worried that this might happen. So I actually brought something that could help. Have you ever tried exposure therapy, Cord?
No, I haven't. What is that?
I did it a long time ago to get over my fear of ticks. As you know, I have a fear of ticks. And what it does is it cures anxiety by exposing you to scary things a little bit at a time. So for my recovery, I would start out looking at photos of some teeny tiny ticks, then I would try to control my reaction, and then it would move on to looking at bigger and bigger and bigger ticks, and then the whole thing is that eventually the anxiety goes away.
Well, and this worked.
It worked. It really did. And I think it could work for you too. So what I did for you today, because I knew your fear might come up, was I brought some different size toy horses. So what I want you to do is close your eyes. Okay. So I'm going to show you a horse, and then you're going to try and see if you can control your fear. Okay, keep your eyes closed. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Open your eyes.
Get that the fuck away from me. Jeez. I'm serious, Tish. Put that tiny horse back in that box right now. I'm going to lose my shit.
Okay.
I'm not kidding around.
Okay. I'm sorry, Cord.
Throw that box off the set.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset
Horses are not ticks, Tish. They're big living creatures who could stomp you to death with one hoof if they wanted. Please, Guy, can you just throw it into the river?
I'm sorry, Cord.
And I want to see you throw it in the river. What? Where on earth did you get these clothes, Manfred?
Manfred, where have you been?
I bet he was up in Windsor trying to crash that wedding. He doesn't normally dress this way. No.
It looks to me like he's been shopping on Savile Row.
Who knows where Manfred's been? Who knows where you've been? But he's back at home in California. He's always running off to LL Bean outlet store near Barstow. I get a call from the manager out there maybe once a week to come pick him up. Isn't that right, Manfred? He's ignoring me.
He's playing aloof.
He is.
He certainly looks very smart in that outfit, Cord.
If I know Manfred, he stole it. He did. Okay, Manfred, run along. Yeah, get him out of here. Yeah, I'll see you back in California. Fascinating. They're very smart animals. He'll find his way back. I know he will.